A report just dropped that the Toronto Blue Jays are heavily pursuing LA's superstar Shohei Ohtani. So we're going to break down that report and see if the Blue Jays truly have what it takes to land LA's two-way star and throw out a couple of trade ideas that the Blue Jays could potentially throw at Los Angeles to see if they can get him. So we're going to break that down and much more in this episode of Jays Digest. You're not going to want to miss it. What's up, Jays fans? Nick Gosse here, host of Jays Digest, and this is going to be a crazy episode. But before we do get into it, I do want to remind you guys, we are on the road to 1K subs. You guys have been killing it with the support lately. It truly means the world. And if you guys like the daily content, we're uploading daily. We've uploaded daily videos, I think, around 25 straight days now, basically a month. If you do love the daily videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, as only 8% of you are subscribed and 92% of you are not. So please, if you do enjoy the content and you want to keep supporting us, we will be uploading daily throughout the off season. Just please hit the sub button if you feel inclined to. No pressure, but it means the world to me and Peter. So yeah, make sure you hit that if you do enjoy the content. And I'm gonna be doing this one solo today. Peter's still a bit busy, and this report was it got out quickly, so we got to break it down. Let's just get right into it. A few hours ago today, early report is the Blue Jays are going to go hard after an Ohtani trade. This is by Pete Simonetti. So before we break down everything, we made a video a few days ago about a possible, Shohei Ohtani's disgruntled nature in LA. He wasn't really feeling like they had a successful season. He got asked, and he was a bit upset about, the whole LA vibe regarding how his team was doing. So a few days ago when we broke that down, there was nothing truly linked to the Blue Jays. There's been some rumblings throughout the year, but there was no direct report saying the Jays are fully going after him. It was just kind of some rumblings. Today, the report came out by, once again, Pete Simonetti saying the Jays are going to go hard after an Ohtani trade. Now, in the video that we made, there was a few comments saying, why would you give up the farm for a one-year rental? It seems like the Jays are going to try to go for Shohei Ohtani in a trade. He only has 1 year left on his contract. So this is insane. Now, before we, break down, I have a few trade ideas I want to throw at you guys, but some backstory. Obviously, Pete Simonetti. So you want to see who that is. He is a host of he has a YouTube channel. He also is a host of a, I believe, a radio show or a fan kind of show with New York News. He has a lot of followers, 6K followers, 1,800 following, and you can see the tweet here had 800 likes, 115 quote tweets. It was just people were commenting, and it seems fairly legit. He seems to have some sort of intel. Now, it's only still a rumor, but he has been right in the past. As you can see here, the Cardinals and Yankees have been discussing Jordan Montgomery. Yankees still talking to the Cardinals about Rodon. I will be live at 1 p.m. This was back on August 2nd, 2022, before the Cardinals and Yankees ultimately swapped Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader. As you can see, he called the Yankees and Cardinals Jordan Montgomery trade before it happened. So he has sources. He clearly is legit to some degree, and he has legitimacy. These are the reporters that you really... these small reporters, as I've already discussed, they oftentimes have sources, and this guy in particular has discussed, got the trade right beforehand. So this man in particular, he seems pretty legit, got the Montgomery trade right. So, who knows if maybe he'll get the Ohtani one right as well. So this guy does have legit sources. But if you followed the George Springer sweepstakes a couple years ago, you kind of know that these not undercover, these lower key people in the MLB seem to have a lot of intel. Word can get around pretty quickly in the MLB to these, again, like these lower, not lower, but these lower follower count, as you can see him, Pete Simonetti, lower follower count players and reporters. So don't discredit him. I think that clearly, there is some legitimacy to this, so I wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. And if you guys do remember, George Springer's trade, or his signing, was broken by a guy named Brandon, and he didn't have many followers at the time, and he broke the news. And a lot of trades and signings have been broken by people with that aren't named Ken Rosenthal and Jeff Passan. So just keep that in mind before we get into the video. That this, it's obviously not fully confirmed or anything, but it's a rumor that the Jays are definitely going for him. So he seems fairly legit, and there's a lot of people supporting him in the replies saying, he may have been right in the past and whatnot. So yeah, Jeff Simonetti. So going hard after an Ohtani trade. The key thing here is trade. We aren't going to wait to try to sign him in the offseason. It seems that we're going to go for a potential 1 year rental. Now, the first thing to think about is whether or not we have a potential, extension agreed to upon a trade. Now, obviously, this is mainly speculation from my part here at this point. All the reports said is that, we're going to pursue him in a trade heavily. So if we do pursue him in a trade, ideally, if we're giving up a lot of our farm or a lot of our good young players, we want to get an extension agreement before we make the trade. Is that likely? I don't know. It would obviously be in the Angels' best interest to do that because they would get a better package. It's just a matter of if Ohtani would be okay doing that before agreeing to any trades. Now, as I've said in previous videos, Ohtani in the past wanted or had the Blue Jays as a potential destination, and it seemed that he liked Toronto. So it's starting to work its way around, and this has definitely been the biggest piece of news so far this offseason. It's crazy to see this. It could this guy could not be legit, but there's more than likely that he is there's some legitimacy to this, and it makes a ton of sense from the Jays' perspective. Obviously, he would cure 3 of their needs, and this guy does have some legitimacy. So now with that all out of the way, let's get into some trade machine talks, and leave in the comment section what kind of trades you believe it would take to get Ohtani, and if the Jays, if it's just a 1-year rental, should go after him. Now, I will preface this by saying that these trades are simply under the assumption that he's on a 1-year deal with the chance to extend him. Kind of like a Kawhi Leonard situation if you follow the NBA and follow the Raptors, where we traded for him, he only had 1 year left in his contract, and obviously he ultimately didn't resign. But this is under the assumption that we don't have any pre-agreed extension. Because if you have an extension for him, like a 10-year, $500 million extension before trading him, then you give up anything for him if that's the case. But this is under the assumption that he's only there for a year. So let's get into the trade machine portion of the video. So I have 2 trades for you guys today. Make sure you leave in the comment section some potential trades. I'd love to discuss with you guys some trades that are possible here. So the first one is Shohei Ohtani. Now, this is using a trade machine, and obviously Ohtani's value is messed up on this trade machine. He's only valued at 52 because I believe it only takes his starting position and doesn't. So in this case, he has 52 value as a starting pitcher rather than a DH as well. So it doesn't account for both, which is why the value is a bit skewed here. But this would be Shohei Ohtani in exchange for Bo Bichette, Gabby Moreno, and Nate Pearson. So the first trade this is the first one I want to show you guys, and this one is more focused on if the Angels want current talent. Now, this would obviously, you'd be giving up Bo Bichette, who is one of the best shortstops in the MLB. Obviously, he had a pretty bad start to the start of the year, but he kind of bounced back, towards the second half. It was insane. I know a lot of you guys in the comments are saying to give up on Bo, but I don't know if I'm there quite yet. I think Bo is still a key asset, but he would get a lot in a trade. So obviously, this one would have Bo Bichette, Gabby Moreno, and Nate Pearson. Nate Pearson is kind of, he's a bit of a wild card. He's a bit of a throw in there, but he could be someone down the line that could end up being still very useful for a young team. Or, if the Angels are still trying to compete, he could maybe slide in there. But this would give the Angels a phenomenal young star in Bo Bichette, who would be under control, assuming they would extend him. A young star in Gabby Moreno. And this is under the assumption you only have him for 1 year. You're giving up your best prospect and probably your second best young player for 1 year of Ohtani. So is that something you do? I think I would do this deal. Do the Angels do this deal? I'm not quite sure. This is more of a conservative deal. This is more of one where I'm sure the Jays would do it, and the Angels are a bit more questionable. Let me know what you guys think about this deal. I threw these together tonight fairly quickly. I wanted to get this video out to get the report out to you guys. But I promise you that the more as this Ohtani stuff continues, me and Peter will be on here with more mock trades. We had a few in the other video, but leave in the comment section any possible trades you have. And let's get into the next trade that I crafted up, which is Shohei Ohtani and Ortega, who is just a relief pitcher, solid relief pitcher. Now this one's a bit wild. This would kind of fall under the not an over. I guess it's Ohtani, so there's no real overpay, but it'd be Teoscar Hernandez, Orelvis Martinez, Gabby Moreno, Nate Pearson, and Ricky Tiedemann. Now, this is what I think it would really probably take a package similar to this to get Ohtani. You're giving up Ricky Tiedemann. Ricky Tiedemann was not in the last package, definitely our best pitching prospect. And he gives me Manoah vibes from the left-handed side. He's looking dominant. He throws gas. He is an amazing prospect. And obviously, don't take all these numbers for face value. They're just estimates. But Gabby Moreno, obviously, he has the most value. Gabby Moreno is our best prospect. He's going to be a stud. Who's also going to be a stud is Ricky Tiedemann. But Gabby's going to be the true stud and would be the heart of this package. You're also giving up Teoscar Hernandez, who is in his prime as an outfielder. But the Angels would have to be willing to pay. Now, if they want to continue to compete, this would not be a bad package. You're basically a starting catcher of the future. You get a Silver Slugger outfielder, and I'm sure he'll win another Silver Slugger. So you get a Silver Slugger outfielder. You also get Aurelvis Martinez, who would be a sneaky pickup for them, as he's one of them. He's a power hitter in the minors, and he is just going crazy. Now, obviously, Ricky Tiedemann. Now, this package is huge. There's no Bo Bichette in there, so maybe they request Bo instead of Teoscar Hernandez. If I'm the Angels, I'm probably replacing Teo with Bo and asking for that package, which is Bo, Aurelvis, Tiedemann, Moreno, and I threw in Pearson there as well. That would be a package that definitely gets it done. For the Angels to say yes. Would the Blue Jays? We don't know. Maybe not for a 1-year rental. If you have Shohei Ohtani locked up to an extension, then this package might be more likely if you replace Teo with Bo and you're just gutting out your farm system. All your best prospects are gone, and your best shortstop, but you get Shohei Ohtani. And obviously you also get a relief pitcher on the Angel side. I threw that in there since we were giving up Tiedemann. But man, this package would be a league-altering move. It would be a career-altering move, and it would be a franchise-altering move. And it is just, again, I'll show the report one more time. Pete Simonetti at Simonetti's source saying that early rumors the Blue Jays are going hard after Ohtani in a trade. And this is his Twitter one more time. Seems to have a bit of traction there. He seems pretty legit. Again, he said early rumor is that they're pursuing, but where there's smoke, there's fire. So, again, where there's smoke, there's fire. So remember that for the future. We were linked to George Springer. People didn't think we were going to get George Springer, and here we went, and we signed George Springer a couple years ago. The same thing could be happening for Ohtani, and if that is the case, I will be on it. We will be on it at Jays Digest, and it's going to be a crazy offseason, and it's already off to a hot start. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know any potential trades you have in the comment section below, and let's just discuss Shohei Ohtani if he'd be a good fit. I think he'd be a great fit, and I think he'd be a great fit, and I think you guys think so as well, because I've gotten a few comments on it. And we're going to be right on the date with this, up to date with this Ohtani stuff, and up to date with everything Blue Jays. Again, we are on the road to 1K subs. It would mean the world if you hit the sub button if you do enjoy. Make sure to like the video, and let's have a conversation in the comment section below about this Ohtani rumor, and if you guys think it's true, if you guys think that the Jays, if the packages I proposed were too much, give me your packages down below, and we can compare our packages. So, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, again, make sure to hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a good one, and let's hope we get Ohtani.